everybody here, or most people here, are taxpayers. What that really means is a very, very little injury. The reason we train so much on the sleeve is the protection, but to get a very full bite, which means they're not ripping flesh. When they rip flesh, it's more expensive, and guess what? Prison, taxpayers, you're paying for it. So really what you want is a very hard, deep, biting dog that controls the person's behavior, especially when someone gets on any kind of drug. Meth is a prevalent one. They don't feel the pain so much at the time. It's hard to imagine. When you got the sleeve on, it still hurts. The pressure, you're not feeling the teeth typically, but the pressure still hurts. And these are a lot better than they were 20 years ago. When I was growing up and taking bites, they were terrible. Still hurts. The point is, we want a very full bite, a lot less damage, better for the taxpayers, controls, and the officers don't get hurt as well. Right now, we're just making sure, Jamin is making sure that this dog is concentrating on Carl. And German Shepherds in this environment is a whole different potato than hunting dogs and most other dogs, because their job is different. So it's not an easy thing to get this dog to work in this environment. And many won't unless you do some proper incentive training, like focusing the dog first. Otherwise, they're way too concerned with guarding their owner, their handler, their master. Peg was here, she could probably fill in there's some really interesting behaviors to watch with a German Shepherd in this environment compared to a hunting dog, which many times doesn't even see or acknowledge the wolves. So, very interesting. Go ahead, James. Right now, what we want this dog to do, of course, if this is played, what we want this dog to do is get on the main trunk, which he's doing. You can picture him apprehending. We want him up on the main trunk of this guy in order to control his behavior. If he's out on the extremities, out towards his feet or out towards his hands, he's not going to be able to control the guy. And especially when he's cranked out or whatever you want to call it, methed up. We want this guy, that hurts right there. Does it, Carl? That hurts. He's gaining compliance, bringing the dog back down in muzzle, and he's not going to do a control after this event. He kept him on lead today just because of the close environment. It is a very aggressive exercise, and we utilize it all the time, but for the fact that people used to train 30 years ago only with sleeves or bite suits, and we realize these dogs come over and will bite a bite suit or a sleeve at 3 months. But that doesn't mean that they're taking on man. It's a fun exercise, and as they become tougher and tougher, it just looks tougher. They're really not taking on the person, though. So and there are sport groups. Nice job, Chachi. He doesn't mind applause.